Have you ever been halfway through building something in Lovable? Everything looks great, and then you add one new feature, and suddenly the colors are wrong, the fonts change, a section you were happy with looks completely different. That's not a bug, that's Lovable forgetting. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why it happens, the one thing you should set up after your very first prompts. And this will prevent it from happening at all. I'm Said, co-founder of Orchestrix, an AI automation agency. My co-founder Nika and I build digital systems and automation systems using AI tools. And this is something we do on every single build before we write any single line of instruction in Lovable. First, let me explain exactly what's happening when Lovable starts to forget. Every AI tool, Lovable, Cloud, ChatGPT, all of them works with something called a context window. I want you to think of the context window like a whiteboard. Everything you and the AI discuss gets written on that whiteboard. But the whiteboard has a limited size. As you keep adding prompts, building the home page, building other pages, the service page, tweaking the footer, adding a blog, what happens to our whiteboard? Our whiteboard fills up. And when it runs out of space, the oldest information starts to get erased to make room for the new stuff. So by the time we are on prompt, let's say number 15, Lovable might have completely forgotten what you told it in prompt 1 or prompt number 2. Things like your color scheme, your font choices, the navigation structure, the tone of the copy, the rules you set about images. And what happens when Lovable forgets? Lovable will not ask you, and it will not stop. It fills the gap to guess. And that guess is what we call hallucination. And hallucination in a build does two things. It costs you credits. That is, credits rebuilding things that didn't need rebuilding. And also, it will cost you your time. That is, the time you use in fixing something that were already correct. The solution is called custom knowledge. And it is one of the most underused feature in Lovable. Here's what custom knowledge does. It gives you a dedicated space inside your Lovable projects to store information that Lovable will reference throughout the entire build. Not just for the first few prompts, no. Not just until the whiteboard fills up, no. But throughout the entire build. This custom knowledge has a permanent sticky note that is pinned to the top of your project. No matter how many prompts you had, how far back your original instructions are, Lovable can always see that sticky note. What goes in that sticky note? Everything Lovable needs to stay consistent. Your color palettes, that is the exact X codes, not just you writing, make it yellow, make it blue, no. Your fonts also will be in the sticky notes. Which ones, the sizes, you put it there. Your design rules, cardboard radius, the button style, the spacing. Your navigation structure will also be in the sticky notes, which pages exist and what they are called. Your image rules will also be in the sticky notes. Either you want to get images from Unsplash or you want it to generate an AI-generated images for you. Your target audience should also be in the sticky notes. Who is this site for? What do they need? Your brand tone will also be in the sticky notes. Do you want it to be professional, warm, playful, whatever the brand choice is? And if you are using a database like Superbase, you can also include your project URL, your table names, your fields name, all of these in one place. It will always be visible to Lovable. I want you to always remember this. Let me show you exactly where custom knowledge lives in Lovable and what ours looks like for a real client build we are working on. This is one of the projects we are working on at Orchestrix. Right beside the name of this project, Wholesome Works NG, there is an arrow beside it. Click on that arrow and go to the settings. Inside here, you have a section called knowledge. Click on it. It takes you right here. Here, you have a simple text area, and this is where you can paste either your project brief or your very first prompts. I'm going to go back. Now, here is the second part of this that most people miss, which is updating the knowledge base as you build. Setting it up at the start is essential, but the knowledge base should also grow with your projects. After every 5 or 6 prompts, you can type something like this into your Lovable chats. I send it, then it's going to update it. Whatever it gives me, I copy the response, paste it back into the knowledge section. You may ask, why does this matter? Because now the knowledge base doesn't just contain your original intentions. It contains a living record of everything that's actually been built. So if you come back to the project, let's say a week or weeks later, or if you hit a problem and you need to give Lovable context about where things start, it's all right there. Here we have it, saved project memory, index plus pages, components, images, branding, the logo, and animation conventions. That's that. Your knowledge base is your contract with the AI. It says, this is what we agreed to build, this is how we agreed to build it, and this is where we are right now. Don't change it without telling me. Let me give you a real example of what happens when you don't use a custom knowledge. You build your own page, the colors look great, the fonts are right, everything is on brand. You move to the service page, everything still looks good. Then you try to add a blog, and suddenly the blog page has slightly different heading sizes. The card shadows are a bit different. Nothing is broken though, but nothing quite matches what was created before. And fixing those inconsistencies one by one by prompting Lovable to change here and there cost you credit and time on work that was already done correctly. With custom knowledge, Lovable doesn't drift. The blog page looks like it belongs with the home page because Lovable knows the rules before it builds it out. And this matters most for anyone building a multi-page site, anyone building in multiple sessions, anyone building for clients, because you cannot afford inconsistency on a client's deliverables. The knowledge base is your quality control system. And honestly, anyone who cares about not wasting credits, every time Lovable rebuilds something incorrectly, that's a credit spent. The knowledge base keeps rebuilds to a minimum. So before your next build, before you type the second prompt, immediately after the first prompt, before you choose any other thing, open your settings, find the knowledge, and write your project brief. Then don't forget to update it every 5 or 6 prompts as the build grows. That one habit will save you hours, save you credit, give you clearer, more consistent builds every single time. At Orchestrix, we do this on every client's build without exception. It's one of the very first things I teach and one of the last things most builders think about. If you found this useful, please subscribe to our channel. We share real build processes, real tools, real lessons from client platforms every week. See you in the next. Goodbye.